Give me a second. Still not live yet. Okay. Sorry for that. Okay, now you guys can go ahead, inshallah.
Okay, I'll start by introducing myself. My name is Wasif. I'm the head judge. I actually debated at MYDT like throughout middle school and high school, maybe like between 15 years ago to 10 years ago. So I'm glad to be here with you guys. Adnan, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. My name is Adnan. Like Wasif, Wasif was actually a fellow competitor. I faced him many times, or I think I have at least. In MYDT, alhamdulillah, I'm also alumni, I guess you can say. And it's really awesome to be on the other side, hearing all the amazing points that, debaters make from what I've heard so far. So I'm really looking forward to an awesome debate, inshallah. Sister Fauzia?
Yes, my name is Sister Fauzia. I'm a physician also. Done a whole lot of debating during my time, and this is my second time for this MIDT. Hopefully on the next one, my kids, middle and high schoolers will be on this, but I was very impressed on the last one. Very nice.
Okay, so we are now at the finals for middle school, and the middle schoolers got a topic just maybe a few minutes ago, maybe 20 minutes ago. The topic is kids need less freedom. Okay, so Adnan can explain how we're gonna do time.
Sure. So for timing, you all probably already know, first, second speaker from both sides get 5 minutes. And then the last speaker gets 4 minutes. So the way I'm going to do it, everybody, please look at my screen. You have protected time in the first minute and the last minute. I'm talking about the first two speakers, by the way. So no POIs. I'm going to put an X on my screen. In the 3 minutes between, it's fair game. You all can POI. So in those 3 minutes, I'm going to change from this X to a check mark, right? So that means you can POI. And of course, it's up to the speaker to accept or reject the POI. And finally, when time is up, when you hit the 5 minute mark, I'm just going to say time is up. All right. And the third speaker doesn't have POI, so that's not a problem. So what I'm going to do, just to indicate that the third speaker has 1 minute remaining, I'm just going to put a check mark. And then when your time is up, I'm just going to say time is up.
Okay. Right. So, yeah, anything else we need to go over before we get started?
I think we're good. Just everyone take deep breaths. Inshallah, looking forward to a good debate. I think we're good, Wasif.
Okay. Then without further ado, I would like to call on the first speaker of the proposition, Suraya Faruqi.
Do I just start?
Suraya, just give me a couple seconds. I need to configure my time. All right, I am ready. Whenever you say Assalamu alaikum, I'm going to start.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. My name is Suraya Faruqi. I am the first speaker of the proposition team. The topic before the House today is kids need less freedom, and we, the proposition, have chosen to define this as teenagers until age 18 need less freedom on the internet. I am going to start by giving you some information about the internet and about why we think that teenagers till age 18 need less freedom in regards to it. The internet is a very wide range, has a very wide range of things on it. However, there's really negative aspects of it, such as online predators who can use obscene material to blackmail you and stuff. And there's even cyberbullying, which is a major cause for like, people, especially teenagers in an impressionable age, feeling depressed and, leads to many disorders. I'm going to talk mental disorders. I'm going to be giving my points about how it negatively affects intellectual and psychological aspects. And my second speaker is going to talk about the effect on the education and tarbiyah. Now I'm going to move into my points. My first point is that, it can, the internet overexposure to it can, affect the teenagers psychologically. Overindulging in social media is not healthy for them. In fact, there is a fact is that, spending more than 3 hours on the internet, especially for teenagers, is can cause increases the chances of teen depression. And there's a lot of reports that teen depression over 32% of teenagers report anxiety, and in kids aged 12 and 17 report depression. And this ultimately leads to increased rates of teen suicide, which is really, really bad. We're saying that if you limit and regulate their exposure to the internet and screen time, you can, lower these chances so that the children are safer. The other another effect of the internet is that that exposure to negative things at their age, right? Being a young, not entirely mature person, can affect them negatively because they're not mature enough. So for instance, you might say that you should teach them truth from falsehood, but they're not really they're still in a they're still teenaged, and they're not really fully mature. They're not really able to tell truth and falsehood, what's good and not good. And so by just putting them in that situation, you're just expecting them, you tried to teach them, but they're still impressionable, they're still curious, they're still at a very impressionable age. And so by limiting and regulating their use of the internet, you can make sure that they stay in a safe, they're in a safe place, and that they are not exposed to bad content and stuff like that. You're protecting the children by limiting and regulating their usage of the internet. The opposition might say that, yeah, you can teach them right from wrong, but they are still kids. They are still not able to discern completely what is right and wrong. Thank you so much for listening. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam. So now the judges will spend a little bit of time judging. So after judges are done, could you please raise your hand to just show that you're done judging? Okay, we'll get started now.
Judges, the time was 4 minutes, 58 seconds. Or sorry, 3 minutes, 58 seconds. Sister Fozia, did you say something? Sorry.
Yes, I'm finished with the first.
Okay. Okay. Hey, Wasif, how about we just say we're done? Does that work?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so let us now move on to the first speaker of the opposition team, Salsabil Amir. Adnan, you ready with the timer? Okay, so Salsabil, when you start speaking, Adnan will start the timer, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. My name is Sabil, the first speaker for the opposition team. I'd like to begin my speech with refuting some of my opponent's points. So they said teenagers under the age of 18 should not be accessing the internet, or that's what please correct me if that was wrong, but that's what I heard. But teenagers are not kids. They need to have decision-making on their own. They need to know what is right and wrong with like being alone and they need to have the experience so when they go to the real world, they're going to know this is right, this is wrong. I'll further elaborate this in my second point. My second refutation is that most kids learn self-control at age 7. They'll have ability to succeed and have good decision in the future. And that's when they are alone online and they're going to say, okay, this is right and this is wrong. I'd like to move to my own points. Experience leads to maturity. Kids who grow up in a free environment are creative, strong, problem-solving, and know how to handle things on their own. Imagine if they have their parents are strict, let's just say their parents are strict. What are they going to do? They're going to rely on another source to back them up. They're not going to know, okay, I can make this decision on my own. I can do this on my own. I can do this. And then they're always just going to ask for their parents. They're going to say, what do you think? And then when they go to the real world, they're not going to be able to make decisions on their own. Yes?
So let them make decisions on their own, even if it breaks them?
That's how breaking you can also make you. When you get like broken, as in a sense, when you look at the when you experience something, then you're going to know sooner or later, and there is maturity. You will always become mature when you grow up. So no, thank you. When you grow up, then you're going to know, okay, this is right and wrong, but you're also going to, no, thank you. So also going to have experience, okay, this is right and this is wrong, without just listening, oh, my parents said this is right and this is wrong, so I'm not going to do it. You're going to be more stable and say no. And you don't need parents you're not going to ask, oh my God, what will my parents do, or whatever like that, or you're not going to have a stable, you're going to be weak. And then you're going to give in easily. My second point is that experience will help you know what is right and wrong. So let's say, and this can apply to television, and this can apply to screen time, this can apply to anything, but right now we're focusing on screen time. You're going to be, let's just say, no kid is perfect. You're going to lock yourself in a room and you're going to do things on the internet that you know is bad. You are eventually going to come back to law. You are going to, when you get older, and then when you're leaving alone, when you go to a dorm room at college, you're going to be alone. You're not going to have parents near you who are going to tell you, no, this is right, no, this is wrong. Yes?
So that will build a strong foundation for them if they have their parents guiding them at the beginning.
Yeah, we're not saying that giving more freedom is spoiling them. We're not saying that, like the parents give every single thing to them. We're saying that they can give them freedom, but at the same time tell them this is right, this is wrong. And then with that freedom, and then they know this is right and it's wrong. Then when they experience the thing, when they go against their parents, let's just say they go against their parents and then they do the bad thing, they're going to say, oh, my parent was right. and then they're going to say, oh, and then they're going to have they're going to say, okay, this was right, this is wrong, and then they're going to have a mature, they're going to be more stronger when they go into the other world. Okay, so and this can apply to social media. No, thank you. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was in a gathering, and then on his right there was a child, on his left there was an elderly man. He looked to the child and said, do you want me to give this flask of water, because he had a flask of water in his hand, to the elder man, or do you want me to give it to the child, to you? The child said, I want to drink from it first. So the Prophet ﷺ, believe it or not, he gave it to that child. And then this shows us that the Prophet ﷺ listened. He gave them freedom to decide, okay, I want this, I want that. And he didn't say anything about it. He didn't without a word, he just gave the flask to the kid. So to recap, my points are experience leads to maturity, and through experience, we will know which is right and wrong in when we are kids, so that we can go to the real world. And also, we are not spoiling giving freedom to kids is not spoiling them. It's giving them strength to make real decisions in the real life. Thank you so much for listening. Jazakumullahu khairan. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Okay, judges will take a few minutes.
5 minutes. Tell us 5 minutes.
Sure.
I'm done.
I'm done. Jazakallah.
Okay, I am done as well. Now I would like to call on the second speaker of the proposition team, Fatima Ahmed.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Fatima Ahmed, and I'm the second speaker of the proposition. The topic before the House today is kids need less freedom. We defined it as teens until 18 years old need less freedom on the internet. So I just want to clarify something. She said, if I heard right, you guys said that they shouldn't use it. No, we're just saying they need less freedom than they have now. We're not saying shut down internet for all teenagers. We're saying they need less freedom than what they have right now. I'm going to start off with refuting her points. So her first point was that experience leads to maturity. And so when they realize something's wrong, then they will come back and then they'll know what's wrong, and they'll forever always know what's right and wrong. And that's how they'll be able to learn. That's not how it works, number one. And number two, is it necessary if their parents, you were saying let their don't let their parents be like shepherding them the whole time. But is it necessary that they have? Then she said later on in life they'll end up coming back to Allah. Is it necessary that they have to leave in the first place? That they have to get so corrupted that they actually leave? That's unnecessary as long as they're following their parents at the beginning. They need to at the beginning. Sorry, they need to build a strong foundation. So that for the rest of their life they'll be better. Yes, yes.
But you can build a stronger foundation, but wouldn't you build a stronger foundation if you actually knew what's right and wrong, but actually go
No.
back and say experience? I've experienced this, so I definitely know it's right or wrong.
Okay, okay. So they'll have plenty of opportunities to experience right and wrong when they're older. So, but for now, we are focusing because, as my first speaker said, this is a very impressionable stage that they're at right now. And so it's crucial for them not to even go slightly waver or anything. So it's crucial right now that they have their parents' guidance. So when they're older, they'll first of all, don't worry, please. They'll have plenty of time to experience the like right and wrong and how to deal with that in the rest of their life. So one second, they just need to build a strong foundation on that. Yes.
Even if, like during the teenager stage, even if their parents are like guiding them and stuff, like there's still lots of opportunities that the teenagers can get freedom though. Like when they're sleeping, they can open their phone and like if they could take it from where their parents have, it's still possible.
Yeah, okay. So she's saying like they can find a way to get more freedom on it or something, if I understood correctly. So like I don't know. That's just, anyways. So first we're saying they need less freedom than they have now. And if they like, I don't know what she was saying, like they could use their phone at night. That's what we're talking about. They need less freedom, and so yeah, the parents should put restrictions, and all that is like possible. I'm gonna. Okay. Then their second point was that they can experience right for wrong for themselves. That's like the same as their first point, kind of. And they said that you shouldn't they said that you shouldn't, you shouldn't be like monitoring your kid, like you shouldn't shut down internet forever. As we said again, we were saying less freedom, so they don't get corrupted by the bad stuff out there. Maybe add restrictions and stuff like that. So just less. That's what we need. Okay, now I'm gonna move on to my point. I have 2 points. My first point is how it can be detrimental to your education, and the second is to your tarbiyah. So my first point is that how it can affect your education. No, thank you. So studies show that the leading cause for teens to be distracted in school is social media and video games. So like their minds are off stuff, because like if, for example, if you're playing video games all day, your mind could be sidetracked, and also social media, thinking about the next trend coming. I don't know, whatever you think, whatever would do that. It's the biggest cause for distraction in schools, and when you're distracted, it can be very detrimental to your education because like that's what your mind will be on. You're not focusing on things that are more important for you at this time, and so you need to focus on the stuff that really matter right now, to, as we've been mentioning, to build a strong foundation on you to become a better person in the future. You need education, and so it could be very detrimental on your education. And we're again just saying, we're not saying that you do not need we're not saying that you don't need that we should shut down internet and all. We're just saying that we should limit it. My next point is that tarbiyah. So if the parents don't give them tarbiyah, who will be giving them tarbiyah? It's the internet that will be giving them tarbiyah, and like the main foundational core. So
Time's up.
that's why kids should get less freedom on technology. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Okay, the judges will once again take a few minutes, maybe 5 minutes to judge.
Okay, I'm done.
I'm done as well.
I'm good. Yeah.
Okay, then without further ado, let us move on to the second speaker of the opposition team, Danya Kedir.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. My name is Dania and I'm the second speaker for the opposition team. So I'll start by refuting my opponent's points. So the first point that they said was that, so one of the points where they said is that the parents, if the parents don't give them tarbiyah, who else is going to give them? Like, would the internet give them? Well, like, parents can't be with them all the time. Like, they can't be like, even if they're with them all the time, they can't nurture them every single time. So from the internet and stuff, they can still get, they should get, like, for example, Islamic things. They can see it from the internet. That can be from a reliable source, and it should be more exposed to them so that they can learn more. And also, like, parents should like guide them is one of the other points. Like, they should make sure that the kids are getting they should get less screen time, and that the parents should be with them most of the time, and they should help them. And actually, like, since there is, you know, advanced technology, the like parents can track them online. If they tell their teenagers at the beginning that they're not supposed to do this, they're supposed to do this, okay, then now it's up to the teenagers what they can do. They can do anything. Like, if their parents, they can do anything. They're allowed to do anything after that. Then we can use advanced technology such as tracking the kids to see what they're doing. So more.
POI?
POI.
The first one.
By using like tracking technology and stuff, are you not also like regulating and, you know, monitoring and controlling their access to the internet?
Well, like, they can have more screen time. They can have lots of screen time, but they're still the parents can still see what they're doing. So nothing. So, and also, like, the team defined it as teenagers need less time on the screen. So, for example, if they're already getting 30 minutes each day on the screen, that means 15 minutes. If they're getting like 9 hours, does it mean 8 hours? Like, so what I was trying to say was like, okay.
We said like less freedom. We never really like said anything specifically about time.
So less freedom, like freedom, you can still get lots of things. Nothing. So yeah, okay. So what I was trying to say here, I'll go on to my points and then I'll explain it in there. So the first point that I'd like to discuss is that they need lots of time for studying extracurricular activities. Although, like, they like
POI.
when no, thank you. If they have if they have more freedom, then they could study anything they want. They can like look in all fields, and they can learn from anything that they need to. And this will also lead to my second point, which will understand the effects involving in the internet. So the more that the kids are free, yeah.
You said that they should have more time to study everything. Yeah, please. We're just restricting what they look at. We're not restricting any time or anything. We are fine. Go look at educational stuff. We're just restricting their freedom on stuff, unlike bad things.
Well, yeah, but like, if they have more freedom, they could, when they study, not just studying, when they're going through studies, they can still see like other games and stuff. But what I'm trying to say is that here, for the second point, understanding the effects involved. If they have lots of freedom, if their parents don't control what they say and what they what they do on the internet, they can understand the risks and effects. So if they involve lots of time on the internet, like, if they have lots of freedom, they can do anything that they want, This will make them know the right and wrong, and that it'll help them to
POI.
understand what is wrong. Okay, one second. It'll help them to understand what is wrong and what is right. Because when they grow up, when they're 16, when they're at school by themselves, and when they're like working, when they're like doing stuff by themselves, they still need to like, learn the like things that has happened to them earlier. Yeah.
So you're just gonna like let the kid go throw him out and let him learn what's right and wrong on his own?
Well, I said first, like in my first one, I said the parents teach them first. And then if they accept to do what they want to do, if they don't accept what they have to do, then it's their choice. They can have lots of freedom, and then they can learn whatever they see, whatever the stuff on the internet, right? Then they know the risk. They know the cyberbullying. They won't experience it if they don't have lots of freedom. If their parents say you can only go on this site, only this studying site, they don't know. They don't get the like feeling of cyberbullying, and they won't be helpful for others when they're inside cyber bullying and when that happens to them. So they get more
Thumbs up.
experience. Okay, yeah. So those were my 3 points. And Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Jazakumullah khairan.
Okay, judges will once again spend a little time.
Hey, just a general thing to all the competitors. Please make sure you're looking at my screen just to know whether you're in your protected time, meaning no POIs, or you're in your time where you can POI. All right? Please, Jazakumullah.
I'm done. Thank you.
Same, I'm done as well. So just to be clear, the next speakers will only have 4 minutes, no POIs. And like I said, I will put a green check mark on my screen, which means you'll have 1 minute remaining.
Okay, I am also done. Let us move on to the final speaker of the opposition team, Tasnia Amin.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Tasneem Amin, and I am the third speaker for the opposition team. I would like to start by refuting some of my opponent's points. They said good parenting has to, they said every human makes a mistake, but they have to go back to Allah, because even the best prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam made a mistake, but he also repented too. They also said you have to give them tarbiyah, but my first speaker said that let them make their own choices and give them good tarbiyah. And by the way, teenagers are not kids, and they have to make their own choices because they're gonna become individuals anyways after they grow up. They also said they wouldn't need the internet break. They also said they wouldn't need the internet break them as a kid, but what would break more being broken as a kid and heal later, or blindly listening to their parents. And then when they go to the real world, then they are going to go bad. And the second, they can't make their own choices. And let's be real here. Are kids, when they go to the real world, going to listen to everything their parents say? No, they're probably not going to really do that. They also said to go look at educational stuff, but they never defined except educational things in the definition they made. Now I'd like to go on to my team's points. They said experience leads to maturity. This means like you will learn how to use devices, and then you'll become more mature, and you probably can learn how to get a job through that. Another point my team also said is through experience, they will know what is right and wrong. And when they do this, they're going to teach their children, and then the children will teach the next generation, so on and so forth. Another point is understanding the effects in involving in the internet. You could learn from your classes and homework that are online, and you could actually learn things without just like going on and just playing around. Another point my team had is parents can track them online. There are many apps that parents can use to track their kids and make sure that they are safe. They don't really have to lessen their freedom. They could just do that very easily. There are many apps. You could search it up and you could find many. Jazakallah khair for listening. Inshallah, we will win this debate tournament. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you. Judges will take a little time to judge.
Okay, done.
Should I go?
I'm done. I'm not yet.
Oh, my bad.
Okay, I'm done as well. So let us go on to the final speaker of the middle school final, the proposition third speaker, Hisham Khan. Hisham, when you're ready.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Hisham and I'm the third speaker for the proposition. So first I'm gonna start by summing up this debate. First thing was how the opposition kept on saying how experience leads to maturity. And sure that, but are you willing to risk your child's mental health? As my first speaker said, it leads to increased teen suicide and it can lead to depression. Are you willing to risk your child's mental health on, as you said, there are other ways to get to have maturity. Technology and going on the internet is not the only way. You will have to learn, and that's what your parents are for. They know what is right and wrong. They've gone through. Why do you need to risk your health? And because of cyberbullying and stuff. And they said, oh, you need to experience cyberbullying. That is something no kid should go through. No kid should, no kid should have to go through cyberbullying to know, hey, cyberbullying is bad. You don't need to do that. And they said, oh, you need it for the education. But as my third speaker said as our point, which is and as our definition says, we need to limit the freedom. You can still go on education, but limit their freedom on sites that they're not supposed to. You can do like extracurricular activities. You can do this, but other things can distract you. It can, like social media, your personal image, how other people think of you. You're gonna be so obsessed on social media and maybe even video games that you're gonna start doing bad in school. So, why do you need to be on the internet? We're not saying don't go on the internet. We're saying you can go on the internet, but to have limited freedom on the sites you should not have to go to. Like the sites that are not fit for 7-year-olds. They said, oh, 7-year-olds can make their own choices. Still, even if they can't make their own choices, they're curious. They're children. They will go on some sites. But if you can limit their freedom on the internet, they won't be able to go on these sites and will have a nice, strong foundation on what is right. You can't just, start saying, hey, you need to understand the risks and effects, but also destroying your foundation. And you can't, if you say, and they said how you need to be broken, that you can be broken. First of all, you should never have to be broken. Many people who are depressed, even if they are broken, but they don't want to be depressed, they don't want to have these mental illnesses, but it's almost not their fault. They kind of say, oh, I'm not going to be depressed anymore. It's very hard, very painful for them to have to climb out of that dark pit that they have put themselves, that they are in, that they'll experience. And most of this is from the internet, from how other people have talked about cyberbullying, all of this stuff. And it's not easy just to say, oh, I'm going to climb out and I'm going to have a strong foundation. There are better ways to do that. And we also said how it can be very, it can affect the child, mentally with all these illnesses. It can also affect them in education with everything that they've been obsessed, like all these things that are on the internet. And it's also a very impressionable age. This age is time for you to learn and set a strong foundation for yourself. That's why you need to be able to set a strong foundation for yourself. And so what I really believe this debate boiled down to is how you need to know that they kind of saying experience leads to maturity. But outside is always it's keep on saying that it's not this other ways. It's not worth the risk to learn what is right and wrong. There are other ways. Your parents and your parents and that that it's not worth risking your health and your thing. And thank you. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and thanks.
Okay. Thank you so much, everybody, for a very, very awesome impromptu debate. So the judges will now go into the judging room. Thank you.
So the rooms that have been, the breakout rooms that have been open is for the judges only. So debaters, please stay in this room. That was a really, really good debate. I was thinking the whole time about the topic and like how many different ways it could have been defined. And I just really enjoyed the points brought from both teams. Really good job to you guys. And you guys, you guys can relax now. You can take a breather. You guys should probably get some water too. It was pretty heated in there. With that, I think we'll start by announcing the topic for the high school. Omar, is that now?
Yes, that is right now. I'm in the process of copying and pasting it into the live document, and I'll read it out for you guys as well.
I'll put it in chat just in case you guys need that. And high school, you can also go into your individual room that is open for you guys if you'd like. Yeah, go ahead. Can't see your full name, but yes, Cloud9.
Will we get the announcements at 4 or like now?
For the winners?
Yeah.
The winners, I believe, will be announced during the award ceremony, inshallah.
Oh, so do we have to stay here?
Yes.
Okay.
You guys can learn a thing or two from the high school as well, because they are more experienced. So, you guys can see how they, attack and how they proceed with the topic that they've been given. So, inshallah, please do stay. The award ceremony will be after the high school finish their debate.
All right, so I have the topic and this is how it's going to work. You're going to have 15 minutes to deliberate once the topic gets revealed, or you will have until the end of the middle school judges coming back and giving their feedback. So whichever comes last, basically. If the middle school judges are super quick and they come back in 5 minutes and then they give their feedback and they're done in like 9 minutes total, you'll still have an extra 6 minutes after that then, because to take up the whole 15 minutes. However, if the middle school judges go over and it takes them 20 minutes to give all of their feedback, you'll have those extra 5 minutes, okay? So whatever comes last, either the 15 minutes or the judges giving their feedback. So with that being said, I'm pasting the topic right now. So for high school, that is, there is no need to travel abroad for religious scholarship. I repeat, there is no need to travel abroad for religious scholarship.
And with that, just for technicalities, I will start the timer. There you go. So inshallah.
Did we find out who's prof and up?
Oh, right.
Yes. Okay, I have my coin here.
Can we timer until you tell us what's off and prop?
Yeah. The time will start when you figure out if you're prop or op. So the finalist teams are the Legacy Lions and Yambrazil IDK. Okay, so I'll just call it the Lions and IDK. So if it's heads, the Lions will be proposition, and if it's tails, IDK will be proposition. Okay. I need to actually give it a good coin flip. Oh my God.
Love the style.
Okay.
Mashallah.
That is the tails. So IDK, you are going to be proposition. And Lions, you're going to be opposition.
Alhamdulillah.
Your 15,
Okay.
yeah,
Jazakallah
alhamdulillah. Your 15 minutes start now.
Like, can we head to our breakout room?
Yes, you may. So inshallah, they'll come back around 2:47. Until then, we'll wait until the middle school judges come back and provide the feedback for the middle school teams.
And are we still currently being live streamed on YouTube?
Yes. Would you like me to stop?
No, it's fine. It'll make things more complicated because we'll have to change links probably. So
Right.
fine. All right. In the meantime, I've been told that I'm supposed to stall, so that's my job now, apparently.
Maybe throw up a poll about how we felt about that.
About the final topics.
Yeah. See whether you guys need to do a better job.
Yeah,
I actually enjoyed that. I really liked that topic. I think it was really open. It could be, taken in so many ways. And the way that the proposition took it, it was really good and it was very debatable.
Oh yeah. Alhamdulillah, we tried to define the topic with a lot of freedom. It could go into a lot of different ways. And then it went into the internet way, which was it's good, relevant. We would hope.
Yeah, for sure. Especially, now. Does anyone else, do you guys want to bring up any points that you think would have been nice or any feedback for the debaters?
Wait, I just wanted to ask, how do you guys actually decide the topics? Or when do you guys?
Oh, well, the topics are decided by a committee, basically. It could be anywhere from 3 to 5 people. The process that we usually do is we have just a big table and everyone just writes down whatever topics they want. And then out of those topics, which could be anywhere from 50 to 60, everyone would pick their top 3. and then we would put those into a narrower list. And then once we have that narrower list, everyone on the committee votes for the topic. They have discussions, we talk to each other, and we say, oh, I think this topic would be good because of this. No, we can't do this topic because it's too easy for them to define it in this way. It could be un-Islamic, it could be controversial, it could be this, it could be that. And then basically, once we have that narrowed down list, we just constantly discuss, we debate each other, we rate each other's topics, and then we narrow it down to the final topics. And then once those topics are narrowed down, we send them to higher ups and we say, do you approve of these? And usually the higher ups will say, no, we don't approve of these. So then we have to go back to the drawing board and try and reword the topics, pull different topics that we weren't considering. And then we repeat that process over and over again, where we revise, we submit, we get feedback, we revise, we submit, we get feedback, as many times until everyone's finally satisfied with all the topics. So
how many times did the sus topic, how many steps did that, how far did that one go?
how many steps did that? It lasted about maybe 5 minutes after I proposed it. And if you don't know, she's referring to a topic that I proposed, which was going to be something along the lines of, it's okay to be sus. I wanted that to be one of the impromptu topics. I thought it would have been absolutely hilarious. But then someone on the committee basically said, don't do it. Don't do it. There's too many ways for this topic to become sus in its discussion. Even though I would have been greatly amused by the arguments both sides would have been proposing.
Just thinking of them just throwing a word, the word
Yeah,
around. Every debater would come out and say, Muslims are not sus. Muslims should be sus.
Exactly, right. And and because it's the proposition is trying to say it's okay to be sus, they would constantly be saying stuff like, brothers and sisters, it is all right to be sus. I am sus, brothers. You are sus. And the sisters, you can be sus as well. We would hope you would define sus, obviously, in a way that isn't, haram or something like that. But it still might look bad from an optics perspective. I was imagining you would describe sus as something like, well, being suspicious is in the it's in the eye of the beholder. So a Muslim with a beard or a Muslima with a hijab walking outside could be seen as sus by the by the Western society. And as a Muslim, it's okay to be sus because you're just following your religion and you know that you're obeying Allah, so that's fine. And the opposition would come out and they might say something like, but brothers and sisters, it is not okay to be sus because even though you are not doing anything haram, you still need to do your job to be part of the community and to make sure people have a positive impression of Muslims. So from that perspective, you cannot be sus. You have to properly incorporate. So I thought it could have been something like that. Yeah.
You've thought about this a lot.
Well, when we propose topics, we have to we have to make sure that they're debatable from both sides. So when we propose it and someone else says, oh, I don't think that's a good topic, you have to be able to defend your topic.
So like a debate about debate topics.
Yeah, and all these people are very high quality debaters, so maybe they'll get intense. Not really. They honestly don't get intense because we're all pretty chill and we're respectful of each other's opinions. Sometimes they get intense when the higher ups say, no, you can't do that. And then we have to be pretty adamant and we have to say, no. We absolutely need to do this topic. This is okay. I haven't, there's no issues with it. Don't worry. Yeah. Anyone else can have questions about any of these processes. It's an open floor at this point while we wait for the
I think they're back, but that was probably the funniest thing that I heard of that topic. Maybe next year, inshallah. But with that, we'll give it to the middle school judges to provide feedback to each individual or generally the team.
Sounds good. Sister Fawzia, did you want to start?
And debaters, could you also put your cameras back on?
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. So this was a very, very good debate contest. All the contestants worked very hard to have their points and then elaborate on it and didn't get lost. None of you guys got lost, whoever took the questions of the opposition. They didn't shake them. So they stayed. So that's good. That shows good preparation. I like that from all of you. And so just two things I would say, that when the opposite team may seem that they are saying, of course, things that you would also be in agreement, the way they put it out there. But always remember which team you're in, and that's your side, and that's part of the game, right? So don't forget that. That's number one message from me. And then also when you are trying to convince the audience, you don't have to keep on repeating yourself on that point. You say one, you put a disclaimer and then explain, but don't keep on saying the same thing over and over again. You're going to lose the interest of the audience. So those two things were there. And I think Adnan is going to say what our overall thought, which team was better. So go ahead, Adnan.
Sounds good. Really fantastic debate. I can't tell you the winners. Inshallah, you'll find that out in the award ceremony. But I did want to provide some very general feedback. Fantastic debate, really. Mashallah, at the level, you guys are competing at a very high level. And I thought that was very fantastic, what you all put together. And I believe this was impromptu, right? Yeah. Oh, wow. It was impromptu. Okay. So yeah, mashallah, you guys did really well. All right. Some general feedback. Just really quickly, there were some points that were just uncontested. Like, for example, on both sides, not just one side. So, for example, the proposition said it can affect teenagers psychologically, right? The opposition never said anything about that. Never. Similarly, the opposition made a point: freedom allows more creativity, right? Having more freedom allows more creativity. And the proposition, as far as my notes, I don't think I saw anything like that that they refuted. Another thing is when you use technical terms like tarbiyah, I recommend that you define it. So nurturement, having that growth. So when you use those technical terms, don't assume that everybody knows. Just break it down to whatever it means, like nurturement, and that would make it easier for everyone to digest. Yes, Soraya.
So when will we get the results?
Award ceremony, inshallah. So you have to stick around for that.
And is there any chance we could get our scores?
No, unfortunately not. You're gonna have to wait.
Wait, not even best speaker?
Not even best speaker. Sorry. But inshallah, you guys will find out, and you'll know that you all did an awesome job. I will tell you, it was very good. You all debate at a really high level. So again, Jazakumullah khairan for that fantastic debate. I don't think I had any other comments to make. So yeah, good job.
I have a question. What time is the ceremony?
Omar or Zaid?
What time is the ceremony? What time?
That will likely be an hour after the high school debate starts. So how much time has elapsed for the high schoolers right now, Zaid? Do you know?
I think Zaid stepped out.
Oh, okay. Well, if we then assume that maybe it'll start at 2:50 at the latest, the debate and feedback will probably run an hour to about 3:50 then. So I'd say around 3:50-ish, that is when the award ceremony will happen. It might be a little bit later at 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock will probably be the latest that will start the award ceremony.
Cool.
So if you absolutely need to leave, you can leave and come back for that. Inshallah, this link will still be working and you can use that. Otherwise, you can use the Zoom link, which will always work. Debaters, I recommend you stay for the high school debate, obviously, because this was a great middle school debate. And if you're this great in middle school, you better watch out for what you're going to do in high school. And that's what these high schoolers are bringing to the table. They've been doing this for some of them, maybe 3, 4, possibly even 5 years at this point. So they are pretty great. So we strongly recommend that you watch their debate.
Yep, totally agree. You want to get to that season level. Yeah, but I have nothing else. You all did awesome in time. Used most of your time. Yeah, And I think I am good. We'll see if unless you have something else, I will.
Okay. Jazakallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, no, just a very good job, everybody, for this. It was impromptu. You only had like 15 minutes to prepare, so and you guys are in middle school, so this was absolutely phenomenal on both sides. Alhamdulillah.
Thank you to our opponents. Thank you so much. That was a really great debate.
Nice debate.
Yeah, thanks. It was a good debate.
You too. Here.
No one else in from the teams had any other questions, did they, of the judges? No other questions? Okay. Good. And then so the feedback is over then, and we're going to be waiting on Zaid to tell us what the timing is.
Yes,
But
sorry, I stepped away for a moment, but there's 2 minutes left.
2 minutes left?
Yes.
All right. So then I would want all the judges who I assigned for high school to please join in so that we can get started. I believe that those are, that's myself. I'm one of the judges, so we're already 1/3 there.
And the judges can already, once we know who the judges are again, you guys can start with the job form. Do you remember who proposition was again?
I believe it was the second team that's on the list. So IDK, I think they were proposition.
Okay.
Yes.
I will try to join from my phone. Assalamu alaikum.
Oh, excellent.
No.
We had an issue with the link a little while ago, but the repaired link should be up on the live doc now. So if it didn't work before, try again. We also have the repaired link in the broadcast channel that anyone can use to watch from there.
Okay, all right. Assalamu alaikum. Jazakallah.
Alaikum, and thank you. Yes, so those two judges who are joining me is Tahmid and Brother Allen. So we should be on standby. We're going to start in the next 2 minutes.
Sounds good. Inshallah.
And from the middle schoolers who just debated, could you remove your speaker position from your name tag so it's easier for us when we write down the high schooler speaker positions? Reiterate, the topic is there is no need to travel abroad for religious scholarship. There is no need to travel abroad for religious scholarship.
Okay, the high schoolers should be trickling in now. It looks like IDK is Shahir, you're opposition or proposition? You have op 1, but I thought IDK is prop. Shahir?
Should be fixed now.
Okay, yep. Thank you.
Thank you. And Zaid, I will leave updating the live doc to you while I am handling.
Yeah, I will update the live doc and broadcast.
Got it. YouTube's looking good. Recordings working?
Yep, still going.
Okay. And for the room, you can just write in high school 1. As long as we're all consistent, it will be fine. Proposition is IDK. Opposition is Legacy Lions. Final impromptu. Tahmid, I know you're here. Brother Allen, are you here?
I'm here.
Okay, great. You can flip your camera on now.
No, great.
Legacy Lines, can you make the Google Meet, please, in the Google chat?
Do we have all the finalists in the room right now?
Yes, I think so. Pretty sure.
Okay, let's do a sound off then. So the first speaker for the proposition, that is Shahir.
Yes.
Okay. What's your last name?
Hold on one sec. Let me get to my jot form here.
Sure.
Okay. Okay, first proposition speaker.
Shahir Gazanfer.
Shahir Gazanfer. Okay, got that.
First speaker
First
for-
opposition speaker.
Mariam Arastu.
Mariam Rastu. Second proposition speaker.
Taha Siddiqui.
Taha Siddiqui. Excuse me. Okay, and second opposition speaker.
Here, Rayan Naik.
Little louder, please.
Rayan Naik.
Third opposition speaker, please.
Zaid Khan.
And third proposition speaker, please.
Abdurrahman Ahmed.
Abdul Rahman. Okay. Going through this, verify first proposition speaker. Please correct me anywhere where I'm incorrect. First proposition speaker, Shahir Gazanfer. First opposition speaker, Mariam Aratsu. Second proposition speaker, Taha Siddiqui. Excuse me. Second opposition speaker, Rayan Naik. Third opposition speaker, Zayed Khan. And the third proposition speaker is Abdul Rahman Ahmed.
Yes.
All right, this is impromptu high school final round. Let's see, hold on. Who's, forgive me for asking this, I should know it by now, but I don't. The proposition team name?
IDK.
IDK. And the opposition team name?
Legacy Line.
Legacy Lions.
And the topic again is there's no need to travel abroad for religious scholarship.
Who among us judges are handling time?
Do either you or Tahmid have a preference?
I don't.
Yep, I'll go ahead. I'll do it.
Okay. Then I'll introduce the speakers, and you do the timing then, okay?
Sounds good.
Writing down the topic. Okay, so let's just quickly go over the timing system that we're going to be using so that the debaters and any of the audience members watching on YouTube know how this is going to be working. So what's going to be happening is Tahmid is going to show, so the first 4 speakers for the debates have 5 minutes each, and the concluding speakers for both the proposition and opposition have 4 minutes each. For the first 4 speakers, the first minute is protected time, and the middle 3 minutes are open to do points of information, and the final minute is protected time as well. And for the concluding speakers, no POIs are allowed at all. So the system that we're going to be using is as soon as you begin speaking, time will begin as soon as you say Assalamu alaikum or you begin talking. Tahmid is going to show an X button, okay? And you are going to see this X button for your entire first minute of speech. And as soon as that first minute is over, he is going to show you a check button. And this check button is going to be up. It means you can do POIs. That's going to be up there for the middle 3 minutes of speech. And then for the final minute, you are going to see an X button again, which means points of information are no longer allowed. For the concluding speakers, because there are no points of information, we don't need to give you all of these indicators. So the only thing that you will see is when there's 1 minute left, you will see an X button. Okay. And for all speakers, when your time is done, Tahmid will say, time is up. You can continue talking maybe for another 15 seconds, but if you keep going, he might say time is up again. So make sure you wrap it up then. And for points of information, the procedure that we're going to be using is if you have a point of information, please raise your hand, use this. You can verbally say POI. If no one responds to you, say POI again until you're either accepted or rejected. I believe that's everything. Does anyone have any questions before we begin then?
Can I just make sure that that I was given the admin privileges when I click this? Does everyone see it?
Yes, we do.
Okay, perfect.
Great. If we have no other questions, then we can begin. All right, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to the finals for the high schoolers debate in the MYDT tournament. The topic before the House is there is no need to travel abroad for religious scholarship. And I now call to the stand the first speaker from the proposition. And you can start whenever you're ready.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Honorable judges, worthy opponent, and respected audience. The topic before the House today is there is no need to travel abroad for religious scholarships. We as the proposition own the right to define this topic, and we have chosen to define it as there's no need to travel abroad. Travel abroad meaning out from the USA for Islamic scholarship. And when we are talking about the Islamic scholarship, we mean obtaining enough knowledge to be considered a scholar. So to give a little history, in the past, a lot of people, in order to obtain scholarship, they have to travel around, meet with great teachers, and obtain knowledge that way. However, times have vastly changed, and that is no longer required. Us, the proposition, have 4 points. I will be talking as the first speaker about how there are plenty of institutions in the USA, how there are reliable sources along with teachers. And then my second speaker will talk about how there are online courses and how times have changed. Now, before I get into my point, I would like to bring up the fact that the opposition may come up and say that it is how out of the USA, there's teachers and there's just more information, better information. And we agree, there may be very great knowledge outside of the USA. However, as the topic states, there's no need to travel out in order to gain scholarship. Now, for my first point, there are plenty of institutions in the USA alone, right? If we look at a few examples, there is Zaytuna, Qalam, Mishka, Al-Maghrib. These are all great schools and ways to earn scholarship. The USA already has enough, and so there's no necessary need to travel outside of the country in order to gain scholarships. Yes?
If you were to look at the administrators and the people who are teaching at all those universities, every single one of them has traveled abroad to study, further proving that it is necessary, absolutely necessary, to travel abroad to gain some sort of Islamic understanding.
So the reason is because we are in a new generation, right? The internet and things like this have just became important and have just became relevant, right? We are in that generation where it has just become relevant, right? It's fairly a new, like it has only become popular in recent years, and because of that, it is now no longer necessary to travel a lot. Traveling is always great, no doubt that when you travel, you will gain a lot of knowledge. However, there's no need. You can still obtain what is required for being a scholar by not traveling, right? And as I was saying, these great schools, they are in the USA alone, right? So you can just attend one of these, and even if you cannot, there's always online courses, which my second speaker will talk more about. Now, moving on to my next point about how there are reliable sources along with teachers, right? There are so many amazing teachers and people that you can learn from online alone, right? It's almost equivalent to traveling. And the purpose of traveling is to meet with many different people, right? And the internet is good enough for this. You can meet with many different people on the internet, just like you would in real life when you travel, right? So because of this, it is really easy to find teachers and learn from them, right? And then there's also reliable sources on top of this, like sunnah.com, which only help you strengthen your knowledge and help you memorize these hadiths. So as I've stated, there are plenty of institutions and there are reliable sources like sunnah.com along with the teacher. And yes, it is great to travel outside. However, there is no need. You can obtain everything you do need from inside the USA. The times have vastly changed, which is what my second speaker will talk more about, and how there are plenty of online courses, which my second speaker will also talk about. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Thank you. Tahmid, what was the time on that speech?
4:52.
Thank you. All right. You will have to give us a few minutes while we tabulate our scores, and then we will come back and hear the next speaker.
Quickly, Rayan, can you please put your speaker position in your name? Jazakumullah.
Sure, no problem.
Abdurrahman, are you also debating? If so, could you do that the same? Thank you.
Sorry, I'm currently changing.
I'm ready when you guys are.
I'm still tabulating them.
We're all ready?
No, not yet. I need one more minute.
Okay.
All right, I'm ready. I would now like to call to the stand the first speaker from the opposition.
Assalamu alaikum, honorable judges, worthy opponents, and respected teammates. The topic before the House today is there's no need to travel abroad outside of the USA for Islamic scholarship, meaning obtaining enough knowledge to be considered a scholar. We are strongly against this resolution, and I will be proving why, beginning with some background on what constitutes being a scholar. So the proposition failed to specify, but to be considered a scholar, there's a difference between just studying and like just obtaining knowledge on your own, and actually being a scholar, being a person of wisdom and knowledge about the deen, and being able to apply your knowledge in novel situations and have the hikmah of like when to speak on matters and when not to speak and what exactly to say. And having that level of understanding of the religion is what is necessary to be a scholar. So I'm going to begin by refuting the points of the proposition and then moving on to our own points. So the proposition had two main points. Number one, the quality and number of institutions in the US. So they mentioned that there are plenty of institutions in the US. While this is true, many of those institutions are in person and not, and then some of them are online. But our argument is that while you can go and study at these places, it still doesn't get you to the level of knowledge necessary to be a scholar. It doesn't get you to the level of Islamic scholarship. I'll add on to this more when I get to our own points. Yes?
What proof do you have that they do not provide the same level of scholarship?
I'll get into that later whenever I touch on our points. But basically, the quality of teachers and the level of and depth of study that's available in the US isn't as high as it is overseas. The second point is about the availability of knowledge on the internet and how anybody can use the internet to gain knowledge. That's true, but that's still, like we mentioned, that's not the same. Gaining knowledge is not the same thing as being a scholar. So while you can gain knowledge on the internet without leaving the US, that doesn't mean you can reach the status of a scholar without leaving the US. They also mentioned online resources like sunnah.com and how you can memorize hadith. That's great. Again, that's still not getting you to the level of being a scholar. Moving on to our points, we have 3 points about the quality and level of instruction abroad, the Islamic culture and experiences abroad, and the fact that scholars have to be well-rounded. I will be covering the first 2 points. So regarding the quality and level of instruction abroad, there are certain levels of certification that cannot be reached without studying abroad, such as like becoming a mufti or becoming a faqih. Those are things that require at some point studying abroad, and that's the reason why there are no senior scholars who are like very well respected and considered scholars by everyone among the Muslim community in the US that have not studied abroad at some point in their journey to scholarship. The other thing is that in other countries, there are Islamic institutions of education that have been established for a very long time, like hundreds of years, for example, in Mecca and Medina. And so those curriculums are very well developed. They're very in-depth. They can take you to a very high level of scholarship once you finish going through those programs. And that level of development hasn't been possible in the US because Islam came here a lot later, and that there hasn't been as much development in those areas. It's more institutions in the institutions that they mentioned, that the proposition mentioned that are established in the US are more like they only get you to a lower, more basic level of knowledge because that's just the level of development that Muslims have been able to get to in terms of Islamic institutions of education in the US. So that's why we do need to travel abroad for religious scholarship, Islamic scholarship, to get that quality of education from senior scholars. The majority of senior scholars in Islam that are just known to be like the most knowledgeable individuals about Islam in the present day are not in the US. They are overseas. They're in Saudi Arabia, they're in Egypt, they're in Morocco, they're in these places. And so if you want to get the highest level of knowledge to be able to reach the level of mastery and understanding of Islam that is required to become a scholar, then you need to study abroad. Secondly, and my final point is about the Islamic culture and experiences abroad. Part of becoming a scholar is being able to apply your knowledge in a wide variety of situations, and the only way you can do that is by experiencing other cultures, experiencing how Islam is practiced in other societies, especially the fact that some madhahib of fiqh are more present in specific areas over others. And so it's necessary to get that multicultural experience in order to become a scholar. So for these reasons, please vote off.
Thank you. What was the time on that speech? Oh, you should use her whole time. I remember. Thank you.
5:10, yeah.
5:10. Okay. We will now tabulate those results.
I'm ready.
All right, I'm ready as well. Are all the judges?
Give me 10 seconds. I'm almost done.
Sure. And I like the system that the previous debate used. So from now on, when we're done, we can just raise our hands so that everyone knows. It was a good system.
Okay, I'm good. Thanks.
All right. Then I would now like to call to the stand the second speaker from the proposition.
Can I start?
Yes.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear respected judges, worthy opponents, and respected audience. I'd like to start by refuting the opposition's points. But before I start, it seems that the opposition is debating that it is better to go out. It's better. The opposition is constantly saying it's better to go outside of the U.S. Yes, it may be better, but it's not 100% necessary. There are ways to do it in the U.S., such as we said, tons of institutions in the U.S. And the opposition came up and said that they're not as good as all those scholars that learned. As you get better information from outside sources. But in our POI, the third speaker of the opposition mentioned that all these teachers learned from abroad. They brought that knowledge from countries like Jordan, Syria, Saudi, and they brought that knowledge to the US. Yes.
If you were to ask any of those instructors, they would tell you the first thing that you should do, go overseas and learn. Every single instructor you ask over here, they'll tell you
Okay,
go overseas
I
and learn because
understand
that
your
experience
point.
is
If they would say this, why would they open courses and offer scholar courses? If they were to say that, not
POI.
at this moment, not at this moment, why would they offer courses if they were going to tell you just go outside? Not at this moment, please. Then the opposition also said that you cannot reach the course of a mufti, or you cannot reach the level of a mufti or certain requirements without going abroad. Well, the first thing is you don't need to travel abroad. There's online courses. Like I personally know one sheikh, he offers an alim course. If he lives in Dubai and he offers an alim course
POI.
that his students can take in the US. Yes.
The online courses lack a lot of in-person experience and one-on-one mentorship and wisdom and guidance from a teacher that can only happen in person.
Okay, I understand your point. So the teacher, if you want to, you said you said it lacks one-on-one. You can still email him, you can still talk to him, you can still do that. So you can still have the one-on-one. Yes, there may be a certain aspect to in person if you want to do it. But the thing is, we're saying there's no need. You can do it if you want to, but you don't have to. That's what we are saying. So if you yeah. So and they also said that it is better developed in other countries. As I mentioned before, the knowledge, maybe like 60 years ago, there wasn't any knowledge here. But then we had many people go to other countries specifically to bring that knowledge here, such as Sheikh Omar Sulaiman, Sheikh Yasser Qadi, Sheikh Abu Nasser Janga. They all offer scholar courses here, like also Mufti Kamani. They all offer scholar courses here. And they got the knowledge from abroad and now they're teaching it here. So they did the necessary traveling for us, and now we're doing it. Now we have it here. Now I'd like to move on to my own points. So as I mentioned before, we have tons of online institutions. For example, there's a very famous sheikh in Syria. His name is Sheikh Abdurrahman. I personally know people who take his courses. Let's say you want to get the full in-person experience. We're not saying it's illegal for you to go there. You can go there if you want the full in-person experience. But why do you need to go if you can get the same knowledge that from a sheikh in Syria who's very knowledgeable? You can get that same knowledge here in the US in an online course. Yes.
There's a big difference. A huge part of learning happens when you see people in action, the same way the Sahaba learned from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
So that's what I'm saying. If you want that full experience, you can. You can learn a lot from a person's characteristics. From that, you can also see like the way that a person is sitting. Let's say you have, and that obviously, let's say the person has a camera on and you see the way they're sitting. That's the way the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was sitting. You can also learn from that. I'm not saying you can't go abroad, but it is not 100% needed. You can still learn that necessary information to be a scholar while staying in the US. Now I'd like to move on to my second point. So times have changed and people, as I mentioned before, people with knowledge, going back to the POI that was just mentioned, you learn a lot from in-person interactions. Yes, if you want to do that, we have many institutions. So people have come back with knowledge from other countries. Jazakallahu khairan for your time, judges, and assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Wa alaikum assalam. Thank you.
It was 5:15.
Thank you. And judges, you can now record your results. Oh, and when you're done recording, use the raised hand emoji. All right, I would now like to call to the stand the second speaker from the opposition, and start whenever you're ready.
Sorry, give me just 1 second. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, dear respected judges. I am the second speaker of the opposition, and I am negating the resolution that traveling abroad is not needed. First of all, before I begin with my points and further elaborating my points, the points of the first opposition speaker, I would like to begin with my refutations. So they mentioned their focus was judges mostly on like online courses, and that to become a scholar of Islam, it's not needed for you to travel abroad. Whereas we're saying that our point is that it is needed to travel abroad if you want to become a true scholar. And they mentioned that there's plenty of institutions in the USA, but the institutions themselves, like Qalam Institute, Yaqeen Institute, they all say that they are made to educate the American Muslims. And if you want to become, and by the way, Miftah and Qalam as well, if you want to become a true scholar, then you need to travel abroad, like in Saudi or in Kuwait and stuff like that. So their point is invalid over there. And also, they mentioned that the purpose of traveling is to meet people. And that is not true, Judge. That is, at least in its fullest, it's not true. Because the purpose of traveling is to gain experience. And meeting people can already be done online, but the experience while traveling is only present while you travel. And they mentioned also like sunnah.com, where you can memorize hadith, fatwas. But that really doesn't have to do anything with scholars. Scholars don't sit on sunnah.com and memorize hadiths. Scholars, they learn from teachers. You can't learn hadiths by yourself. And for general knowledge, for the general Muslim, it is good. But for a scholar, no. So therefore, Judge, their point also is invalid over there. And yeah.
So as you said just now that it's not the same experience while traveling, as we have said multiple times, we agree that studying in the Middle East is better. But you guys need to disprove the topic that you're supposed to say there's a need to, not just that it's better to travel overseas.
We're saying that. So we're saying that, and the scholars the scholars themselves from the institutions you're citing, they themselves are saying that if you want to become a scholar, you should go. It's needed for you. It's necessary for you to go to other countries. So therefore, your point is over there invalid, and I'm not. No, thank you. Also, they said that and also they said that their unique experiences. By the way, Miftah and Qalam, the scholars from there, they mentioned that their unique experiences in the Deen has happened while they were traveling for the Deen, and they have tons of stories on there, like Numan Khan mentioned. And also, when you travel abroad, like Saudi and stuff, you are under the care and the mentorship of your teacher. So you're not just there for 1 hour or 2 hours with your teacher. You're there with your teacher the whole day. And when you're traveling in person, when you have when you gain your knowledge, you can sit in the haram, you can sit with your teachers and learn daily. And you can learn for hours, not just 1 hour, 2 hours in front of a screen. And with that, Judge, I hope I proved that that it is necessary for a scholar to go abroad so that they can become true scholars of the Deen. Now I'd like to elaborate my points. So first opposition speaker was mentioning the Islamic culture and the experiences abroad. So I'll just like to further elaborate that and mention my own point. So when you learn when you go and travel, you learn how to speak to other people in their own language, and you understand the cultural differences and the different madhahibs, as well as you being away from distractions, because the Western culture over here is really bad. So when you stay away from these, Judge, no thank you. When you stay away from these cultures, Judge, then you have a main focus, and that is to get ilm. And Judge, this really helps with giving da'wah. Like scholars, Judge, are meant to give da'wah and to educate the Muslims as well as the non-Muslims. So if the scholars don't know how people live, how the culture is, how the different madhahibs are, how will they interact in the most effective manner for non-Muslims and Muslims, right? And this leads to my other point, that scholars have to be well-rounded. There's a difference between a student of Islam and a scholar. And a student of Islam is the one who goes to these universities like Miftah and qalam who goes on sunnah.com to memorize hadiths, but a scholar from the past have all went and traveled abroad to learn. And they mentioned that you can be a scholar in America. The top 3 scholars are Sheikh Ibn Uthaymeen, Sheikh Ibn Baz, and Sheikh Albani. These are the greatest scholars, no doubt about it, and they traveled around. So Judge, I really hope I proved that you need to travel in order to become a scholar, a true scholar of Islam, not just a student of Islam, like what the proposition is saying. Jazakumullah khair wa salam.
Thank you.
Time was 5:08.
5:08. Thank you.
Mhm.
All right. Record your scores and use the signal when you're done. All right, I would now like to call to the stand the third speaker for the proposition.
You mean opposition?
Yeah, you're right. Sorry, third speaker for the opposition. Thank you.
I mean, Abdurrahman, if you want to go first, you can go ahead. All right, inshallah. Begin my first word. I encourage the proposition to go outside and take a walk. They will see all sorts of people, all skin tones and all perspectives. And for a scholar, if he wants to gain that knowledge to make a real change, he absolutely has to travel outside to be able to meet that audience. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today, I will be arguing against the motion that there is no need to travel abroad for religious scholarship. So, first of all, I'd like to start by acknowledging some of the things that the proposition has said. Now, first of all, I do acknowledge that all the students here, all the institutions here, all the courses here are doing an excellent job and are becoming great beacons of light for their communities. However, they are not scholars. To be a scholar is not just to be a vessel of knowledge, but to become a differentiator, a problem solver, and a person that holds entire communities together. That is the definition of a scholar. There's a huge difference between a student of knowledge, which is repeatedly what the proposition keeps on coming to in a circle. They keep on mentioning resources online. All of these resources make you a student of knowledge. They do not make you a scholar. There's a huge difference. So yes, we affirm that there's a great need that in order to become a scholar, you absolutely must travel overseas. So if you look at every single scholar in an institution over here, first of all, they have traveled overseas. And every single time they mention a story, they'll always go back and tell you that their experience overseas has shaped them and made them who they are. That the different varieties, the different experiences, the different people who they met, the teachers overseas have changed them, and that's what has made them the great scholars. Just last night, I went to a Miftah institution. They had a conference, and the person over there mentioned that if you want to become a scholar, you have to go overseas. It is necessary for you to go overseas. All the courses here, they give you a kickstart. This is the stepping stone. If you want to become a scholar, first you can take the stepping stone. You can take the beginning courses over here, but they only make you a student of knowledge. They do not make you at the level of the scholars, the level of the fuqaha, of the muftis. The proposition mentioned an example of an alim course. Once again, an alim course is so much different than the muftis and the fuqaha, the scholars, the real scholars we are mentioning in this debate. That is very different from what the proposition keeps on mentioning. So yes, we have connected it to need, as the proposition keeps on mentioning. You have not connected it to the word need. Well, we clearly have. We don't live in a micro society anymore. We are in America. This is the melting point of all cultures, all people. They all come here. And if you want a scholar to be effective and to meet the needs of all these people, they have to travel overseas. They have to go to South Africa, to India, to gain the knowledge, to gain the experiences of all these people. They mentioned that why would these people open courses? The reason why they open these courses over here, that's 3 minutes.
Mhm.
Oh, we have 4 minutes for the.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Continue speaking.
Yeah, can I, like, that's like 20 seconds I got wasted.
Yes, go.
All right. Okay, so basically what we're saying on this side is that the level of instruction and quality that you get overseas cannot be met over here. The cultural experiences that you gain overseas cannot be met over here. So on our side of this debate, we are maintaining the importance of having well-qualified, well-rounded individuals to lead our ummah and kickstart the next generation of Muslim youth. Whereas on their side, they fall back to shortcuts of learning. While they are great, they are not enough. In no means are they enough to reach the status of scholarship, which one can reach only when they go abroad, only when they get all these different levels of understanding. It is important. It is absolutely necessary for a scholar in this day and age when there's fitna all around to have all viewpoints, to be in that Islamic environment and to bring that over from overseas back over here. That is the definition of a scholar, and and that is what differentiates a scholar of Islam from a student of Islam. Jazakallah khairan. Wassalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you. And what was the time on that?
So subtracting 15 seconds, 3:52.
Thank you. And I'd like to apologize to the debater
sorry
for
about that.
accidentally interrupting you.
Yeah, that's no problem.
Don't worry, it won't negatively impact your score or anything like that. Judges, you can
It'll
calculate.
negatively impact the judge's score. Let's see what we got here.
All right. And then I would now like to call to the stand the third speaker from the proposition. And again, just to be 100% clear, you will get 4 minutes and we will show you the X sign when you have 1 minute left. And you can start whenever you want.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Abdurrahman Ahmed and I'm the third speaker of the proposition. So the opposition third speaker said, take a walk. Why can't, and they said take the walk to learn the different cultures. They meant to go abroad and find the cultures of people in Australia, wherever, every random place around the world. Whereas everything that we're learning is to be applied in the United States. This is a Muslim, this is a US citizen who's trying to become a scholar for the people of the United States. So why should he learn the cultures of everyone outside when everyone's cultures are already in the United States? So first I would like to go back to what the opposition defined being a scholar as. They said being able to know when to say the right when to say something, what to say, and how to say it at the right time, right? As far as the opposition has shown, they have not shown us one reason or how those criteria of what they specifically said in the first speech cannot be met in the United States. They continually said how the experience is not the same. You can see different cultures. And it seemed to me at one point that they were just saying that to get all the good, to be a scholar, you should have good stories. Like, oh, all their stories about overseas. That's not what defines a scholar. Having good stories or knowing every culture is not what makes a scholar. And because we're talking about every people in the US, as we specified in our definition, there are many, all madhahibs are practiced in the United States. You can learn all of them. You can experience all of them here. You can experience every culture that's in the United States, obviously. And there's no need to travel abroad for those reasons. They did say at one point you can learn for a long time with a scholar overseas, and that you may be able to learn faster. We never said that learning here will be easy or that it will be faster than learning overseas. And they have not shown us why there's a need to go overseas. They've only shown why it's better to go overseas, how there are certain things that you can learn, which under their definition of a scholar did not match. You know, being able to speak a different language does not match with what they said about knowing when to say something, how to say it, and where. And now, so I'm going to go over their points. Their points were how you need to reach a certain level and you can't reach that in the United States. Again, they did not say what that level was or how to achieve that level. They only said this is the level and you can't reach it here. And they never gave any reasoning or any evidence on the fact. They also said that that every scholar here is recommending you to go overseas. That's the thing. 50 years ago or even 20 years ago, it was not the same as it is today. Our parents who grew up in this country can testify to this, that at that time, the scholars that were in the US were so little. They kept saying, oh, every good scholar here currently has gone overseas. But as we've shown, they brought the knowledge from overseas so that we can learn. Even 10 years ago, we didn't have the same knowledge from the Middle East in the US as we do today. So for these reasons, now agreed, they said every scholar has learned overseas. Yes, that is so that we can learn in our own country without having to leave our borders and learn how to deal with Americans on a daily basis. So, and to their online courses, they said it's not the same feel. As we said again, it's not about the feel that makes all the difference. It is the amount of knowledge, and they have not shown how you cannot get that amount of knowledge from a scholar online or from scholars that learned in the University of Medina or anything that are currently here in the US. So now to weigh this debate. On their side of the debate, they're talking about how you can't get the same amount of knowledge, where they have not shown us one way how to get that knowledge, and they've just been talking about how scholars here get all their stories from overseas. And on our side of the debate, we're talking about how you can get that knowledge. We're talking only facts and things that have actual evidence, and this is why there's no need to go to travel abroad for religious scholarship. Thank you, and assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam wa barakatuh.
Walaikum assalam. Thank you. Round of applause to all of the debaters. Really good job. That was a pretty darn fantastic debate. I really liked it. So now the judges are going to record your final scores. And then once you record them, let's meet in the judges room, the judges breakout room. But only do that once you've compiled your own individual scores, and then we'll discuss to see who won and who got best speaker. Thank you, and once again, good job to all the participants.
Yeah, good job, other team. Good debate, everyone. Thank you for
that was fun.
Good debate. You guys
Mashallah,
were
it was a
good.
really fun debate. Should we all wait in the
finally
main
got-
room?
Yeah, assalamu alaikum. Yeah, you guys should just wait in the main room. The judges are going to compile their scores and then they'll deliberate. Until then, I'm gonna have to stall. So with that, I will. I'm trying to think of maybe something fun to do. I don't know, maybe a game since it's the end. We have like what 10 minutes or so just to wait for the judges to deliberate. So does anyone know any games? I know there's like that one game called like charades or something where you like someone's drawing and everyone else has to guess online. Let me see if I can find that.
You want a rematch? You want a rematch? 1v1 right now. No, I'm kidding.
Debate?
You,
LD.
could-
Right
you guys,
now, man.
you guys can rock, paper, scissors if you want.
Scissors.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Scissors, shoot. Oh man.
Hey, all right. Judges, that's why we should.
I thought you gotta do it 3 times, right?
Oh, best of 3. Okay, let's go rematch.
All right.
Rock, paper, scissors. Your internet.
Hey, nah, bro, it's glitching for me. I did way before you, and you still lost.
If you guys want, we can play I don't know if you guys want to, but there's a website called scribble.io. You guys heard of it?
Yeah.
We can run that. See who the real champion is of this. You guys can settle it on the court or on the drawing pad. Oh well, that's too bad. This is the only way to settle it.
I'm done.
Okay, let me figure out how you even do this. Oh, here you go. I got it. Okay, so I'm gonna put a link in the chat and you guys can join. There we go. So you just click that. It should put you guys in here with me. Let me also share the screen. There we go. Oh, I should probably stop the recording, but okay. So you guys wanna join? I don't know how am I supposed, I don't even know how I'm supposed to see you if you guys are in or not. Oh, here you go. This is where the players show up. I see. Okay, there you go.
I think you should make it open to all the participants that are.
Yeah, it's open to everybody, so anyone can join. Let's I'll go do 20 rounds, do 10 inshallah. I'll wait a few minutes so everyone can join, and then we'll see how it goes. Oh yeah, you guys were able to make your names. I don't know if you're able to edit it, but you guys could what's it called? You could put your team name as well if you want.
Right.
Is there a max to this? So I'll give you guys like another minute to join, inshallah. And then we'll start. How much do you have in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think we can add 1, 2, 3. I think there's four more people. I think there's space for 4 more people. Okay, I think I'll start it, and I'm pretty sure you can still join with the link, even if you haven't joined yet. So here you go, inshallah. Oh wait, I can't share the screen because you guys will see. Hold on, wait, sorry. Okay, I'll share this. Okay, guys, don't look at the Zoom. Only people who aren't playing can look at the Zoom. That looks like Texas. I won't say anything. I think it's a bed.
Can you share the link?
Yeah, I put the link in the chat. I'll put it again.
I can't see it.
1 second. Okay, send it again. Who's drawing? Oh, yeah, come on. Who's drawing?
Asnif.
Oh, is that Cracker?
Blizzard?
Who's voting to kick this name? Link? Like Zelda? Or like the laptop?
I don't know how to say this.
Don't say it. Oh, there's the letters are on top. Well, we're about to find out. Someone guessed it? Oh, they're guessing it now. Oh, internet. Okay. You could have drawn the globe or whatever. Yeah, but that was good. That was good. How did you guys guess that? Oh. Someone guessed it. Cliff. Oh, shoot. It's mountain or something.
A cliff?
Yeah, I said it. Should probably mute. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. What? Rocket? Smoke?
Zip line?
It doesn't look like the zip line because
A path?
okay, people are getting it. What is that?
Zipper.
Oh, yeah, good job. Okay. See, I have the people.
Rice.
Yeah, I have the people in the Zoom helping me out. But you're also helping them out. What? Oh, oh. I wasn't looking. Oh, Sabrine didn't get oh no. Oh, Sabrine didn't get it. She put 1 instead. I don't know how to spell.
I did it late just because I forgot how to spell it.
I don't know how to spell. Am I not right?
I thought I was gonna get it wrong for sure, but I got lucky with the spelling.
Oh, okay. I'm still not spelling it right. S-A-U-R. Oh my God. You guys don't look at the chat. I spelled it right. Someone said dinosaur. Oh, is it? Bro, what? What kind of giraffe has that much of a slope? How? Got it. How did someone? Otherman, how'd you guess? Nah, Otherman is doing something.
They're cheating together.
Yeah. That's a really nice raft. Why? Oh, I'm not good at the game. I'm really bad at.
What was that in the end?
Oh, no, I'm unintentionally saying it out loud. Roll. Oh.
I got kicked out.
Oh, you got kicked out? What happened?
I was playing and then it said that I was kicked out.
Can you rejoin? Is it possible?
Okay, I'll try.
You can even vote whether it's a good or bad. Yeah.
It's putting me in a different room.
Okay, let me see if I can start it again. Maybe I'll end it and then make a new one. So this is too many rounds, so I'll just end it. What is that? How? Are you trying to write the word out? Oh, it says T-O. Then this is an arrow. Oh.
Nose.
Not nose. Who spelled toenail as toenail? Hmm. How? Oh, and
Toenail.
no, that last one was.
I mean,
This one. Clap? That was terrible.
Yeah, I'm not very creative with the.
You didn't think of the emoji?
Time.
The
No.
clap emoji?
No, I didn't.
How does Shahir get it? Who got it last time? Oh. It's the Constitution. Someone I know what it is, I think. No, I don't.
Signature?
Signature? No. It looks like a scroll. Ends with a D.
mine.
What'd you say? Oh. Yes.
M-I-N-D.
No, there's a P in it, P and a D. Say it again? Actually, don't say it again, but it might there's a P, I put a P. Notepad. Oh. Oh, I can't even rig it. I don't know. Oh, it's a big word. How? Oh, no. What is that? Headband? Oh, it's headband. Oh, wait. Oh, no, it's not. It's cheerleader. The heck?
How on earth did
I thought
Hey, no one look. No, people that are in the game, you guys cannot be looking. You know, I'm still sharing. Okay, I got an idea. Okay.
other word.
You saw the word?
It's beetle and another antenna.
Ah, wait, that's terrible. There you go.
Can I start sharing now? Oh,
Yeah, let's see this chicken is first place, I think. Messed up.
doorknob.
No, it's it looks like a Tesla, the Tesla brand. It's Tesla, guys, Tesla.
The judges are taking a long time.
It's all that we're playing. You guys are voting to kick. Yeah. I think all the line members are trying to kick that. Cup of water. Zamzam water. Need it. It's SpongeBob. It's from that one episode. Need water. It is SpongeBob, I think. No, it's not. Hydration. Oh, it's not even. Bro, thirsty. Quench.
Check out the Y at the end.
Yeah, it's thirst.
Bruh.
You shouldn't be allowed to write the right words. That's like basically telling you.
Yeah. You know, I might even join on this kicking the chicken guy. Oh, he's 5 out of 9. He might actually get kicked. Oh, it's
Partly cloudy.
yeah. Think about when it's rainy, it's sunny, it's cloudy. What is that?
Water.
How is this chicken so good at guessing and drawing? Like almost impossible. Oh, I'm not trying to insult whoever it is. It's just
Wait, who is chicken?
a name they're
That's
calling.
me.
Oh,
The chicken must be stopped.
And good at drawing too.
MashaAllah.
Yeah. Both.
Oh, that's a nice drawing. That is a very nice drawing.
There's no way. How?
That's actually like really good. On computer too? That's
Actually, so
crazy.
nice.
I think it's touchscreen.
Yeah, it's
Okay, that's cheating. It looks like a flamingo now you put the pink on it.
A pink flamingo.
The judges are still not back. Okay, still deliberating. Wow. Oh, oh. I see. That arrow placement was very important. So it's even dabbing right now. Oh, even everyone got that one. What is that, a camel? Oh, it's 2 words. What? A moose? Holy bear? Grizzly bear? No, it's 3 at the end. Oh, I don't know. Something cow. The something cow.
Pig.
Cow.
He's writing. I can't draw. I know. But
What other types of cows are there? Scooby-Doo? Oh my God, come on. Oh no, I slowed. Oh no. Oh no. What? Oh, there you go.
oh man, that's unfair to those who can't read Arabic.
That's a good way to put it. Oh man.
Wait, who was drawing that?
That last one? I'm not sure.
It was
Your arch nemesis, your arch nemesis.
What? Uh, um, what? Oh, I. It's 3 words or 3 letters. What? Looks like blocks. Yeah, I have no idea.
if you press and drag the mouse,
I
it'll
just got kicked.
Oh, just no idea what that is. Question mark? Bag? Oh, I guess I could see that.
Zaid, should we check on the judges to see
I
if they didn't fall asleep or something?
I could go ahead and see how if they're finished yet, inshallah. Where are they at? Just 1 second. So what I just went into the room, and from what I'm hearing is that they're still deliberating. So it might take another few minutes. Seems like they're very heated right now. But inshallah, they'll be coming back in a few minutes. So we're still gonna be playing the stick game, whatever the game is. Let's see. Oh, hey, no, no. No one saw anything. I hope you guys didn't see anything. All right. How do I even? No, bro, Shahir. I know Shahir was looking, and oh, you guys are all looking. How do I?
Wait, by you telling us not to look?
Stop looking. Oh man. Okay, this is actually.
Wrong one anyway.
If you guys watch basketball, you know. Um,
Oh, this is like the worst team in the NBA right now.
Facts.
They traded everyone away.
They're garbage. Absolute. Okay, yeah.
It's like just Jordan Clarkson right now.
Oh, yeah, okay, you guys, that thing kind of looks like Turbo the Snail.
Mine doesn't work.
You were able to join?
No, it's like it just goes to another type of how do you call it?
I think this one's full.
Another
Yeah.
room.
I think what I'm seeing is that this one is full.
No.
Oh, okay. Right. Canyon. Oh, this is huge. This word is big. It's 2 words. What? Wait, I know this. I know this. Yeah. It's actually pretty good drawing. Could be interpreted some other ways.
Looks like an execution where someone's getting hung.
Yeah. They took it back in the day.
The guy on the bottom, his head is separate from his body.
This is a leisurely activity.
It's also a good way to stall.
Bungee jumping? Oh, I knew it.
McDonald's. That's all you have to do. Just put it in. I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. I don't think no one is not guessing that. Yeah, no one is not guessing that. Casper. That's a good drawing.
It's wildcrafts right there.
Yeah. Oh wow. Yep, that's a good drawing. And they're about to add the pink too.
Assalamu alaikum, Zaid.
Michael Salam.
Is Adnan in this discussion for him?
The main room right now or in the deliberating room?
Or anywhere? I didn't see him.
He was here for the. I don't think he was debating. He wasn't judging for the finals.
He's still in the meeting though.
Who judged the the middle school?
If I remember correctly.
Adnan was there.
Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry, Adnan, Wasif, and Sister Fauzi, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't see them. Can you ask them to give the results immediately to?
Aman. Mr. Jaman.
Yeah, can you send us the results, please? Not announce it, but the winners, champions, and the runners-up, and the top debater, please.
Okay, got it.
Are you in the judges WhatsApp group? That's where you probably want to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be good.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Maple Leaf. Ah. Smart. It's a really good way to put it. Oh. Yep. I was sure that was gonna be my mixtape, but I guess that is it also works. And we've been going on for how long? When do you guys remember when we finished the debate? It's like a 4-ish, right?
About 3:15.
3:15?
I think that's what I said.
It's an hour.
No way, it's been an hour.
No, I thought it was like 3:40. I mean,
Okay.
2:40.
2:40?
Well, I don't know no, I'm confused about the time zones, but like at something 40, the last 40.
Okay, so it should have been like 3:40 for us, so almost 30 minutes, I think. 10, 20, yeah. Wow. With an E? Are those not steps? Oh. You just wrote the word. What, the median? number scale.
Fractions.
What? There's so much going on. I don't know what's going on. Oh.
Sound.
Oh, that's what the thing is. That's what the speaker thing is. I see it now. All right, so I'm going to begin the award ceremony and and you know the judges will be back. I think they can give the feedback you know once maybe after the award ceremony. So with that, let me try and find is Brother Mustafi here?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, inshallah.
But you have all the documentation from Huma?
I
Or
I haven't received anything.
you didn't say anything?
Mm-mm.
So you should go with the live document.
Mm.
If Ibrahim is not sending anything, then
Okay.
there should have been a PowerPoint slide that you should have been receiving.
Not yet, but okay, maybe now I would have gotten it.
Okay, yeah, Ibrahim sent a document.
Okay, I'll open that up. Okay, there you go, inshallah. All right, if you guys could leave the game. I know it was pretty fun because I was pretty much whooping all of you, but we're gonna have to go ahead and start the award ceremony, inshallah. So congratulations to everyone that to make it this far. You know, you guys took your time out of the weekend to participate in this. And you know, I applaud all of you. You guys should give yourself a pat on the back, taking your time out of this weekend to, you know, learn from this whole experience and to, you know, you know, the things that you've learned from this debate is going to help you in, you know, going forward in, you know, your college, your professional, your career, in school, all the interactions you have, debate does relate to it. So with that, let's start with announcing the preliminary top debaters. So for the top debaters, middle and high school, inshallah, for the preliminary rounds. So we have Abdurrahman Ahmed. Abdurrahman, I'm pretty sure you're here, right? Abdurrahman.
Yeah.
All right.
Guys,
Congratulations.
just to clarify, these are just anyone who won a top debater from their round.
Right.
So if you ever got acknowledged for being top debater on one of your rounds, you were being acknowledged here.
Yes. For best speaker, I believe, right? Or
yes, best speaker.
Okay, inshallah. We also have Aisha Kashim. Congratulations. We also have Azmullah Rafai. Congratulations to you. Danya Kadir. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your names. Please correct me. But congratulations. Hafsa Nakralova. I'm sorry. Congratulations to you. Hisham Khan. Congratulations for top debater. Khadija Aratstu. Mariam Barazi. Congratulations. Mariam Arastu. Oh, I think they're sisters.
Zaid, are you there?
Am I here? Am I gonna
Yeah,
kick
you're
out?
back. You dropped out.
Okay, sure. Sorry. I don't know why that happened, but you guys are back from your deliberation, right?
Yes, we are.
Okay, so I'm just gonna continue with this, and if you guys would want to do the feedback now or later, I'm not sure when you want to do it.
Well, are you gonna announce the winners in this PowerPoint?
I think I can just stop at the best debaters, and then you can maybe do for you can give the feedback after.
Sure.
Okay. With that, let me go back to what it was. Okay, there you go. So I'm just gonna quickly just go through these again. Congratulations, everyone. Ran, all your names. I'm not gonna say your names just because I want to get through this quickly, so that the debaters may receive their feedback. But again, congratulations, guys. I think this is for high school, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, this is for high school. And then here is the middle school top debaters. Here you go. Sulaiman Abdullah, congratulations. No, for you, congratulations, Raya. Congratulations, guys. You guys did amazing. Throughout this debate, I was hopping in between each debate and I was seeing you guys do amazing. This overall top debaters, I'm guessing for the whole debate. Congratulations, Zaid Khan. This is for preliminary and the final rounds, I believe. Ryan and Mariam Arasu, Khadija Arasu, congratulations, guys. Sumaya Hassan. And so, oh, sorry, those were for preliminary rounds. This is for the full debate. The middle school best debater, Hisham Khan. And now I won't reveal this yet. I'll let Omar give the feedback.
All right. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Everyone's here?
Yes, we can hear you.
So the debaters then should have their cameras on, and then now all of us judges are basically going to give you some feedback. And could we switch off of the screen share for the feedback?
Isn't that paused?
There. All right, great. So really fantastic debate. It was very good, and we're not going to announce the winners, obviously, but we will say that it was close. It was close, and I think that speaks to the level of how even these teams were, and how I think personally how good both teams debated, and how much opportunity there was also for either team to take the win from the other. So to start with, we're going to have Brother Alan. He's going to give his feedback first, and then we'll move on from there. So take it away, Brother Alan.
Jazakallah khair. How does everybody hear me?
Yes.
Very good.
Yes.
The impromptu is an incredibly difficult animal, for want of a better word, to master. And I've seen a couple of impromptu rounds this week, and I'm very impressed with the debaters. I think that's a testament to the coaching staff that is guiding you through this. Let me reiterate something I brought up in the judges meeting. I have done a lot of debate judging locally and on the national circuit. I have walked into rounds of various styles of debate where the teams are coming from top-rated magnet schools, and I say with all sincerity and honesty, their quality is very low compared to what I saw this weekend. That doesn't mean you should sit back and pat yourself on the back, keep working.
Allahu Akbar.
But please keep working. But honestly, the way I see you collectively rating compared to for example, Thomas Jefferson Science and Tech, or Bronx High School of Science, or Edgemont, or Glenbrooks North or South, everybody here is right up with them, and in a lot of cases are exceeding their skill. And I think that's a blessing from Allah. All right, getting on to the final round. I'm not going to cover everything because I know my colleagues are going to espouse on some of the other issues that we talked about. I'm just going to cover the one that really characterized, I think, my focus on how to evaluate who is the winner and who is the loser. And that gets down to the definition of a student of knowledge versus a scholar. The And it started in the first opposition speech. And I thought this was good. This was a good way to actually handle the argument. However, the only problem that I have is that from a strategy point of view, I don't think this was handled by the opposition team in the best way. What the proper strategy would have been, in my opinion, okay, and it's just my opinion, would be to set a very clear bright line between what is a student of knowledge and what is a scholar, and then argue that that bright line is only passed by negation of the resolution. Now, we did hear some analysis with regard to cultural literacy, and I think there's a little bit of, on the judge's side, a little bit of variance, difference of opinion with regard to how the cultural literacy fits into the package that we know as a scholar. But one thing we do agree on is that cultural literacy is a part, or could be a part, of being a scholar, but it's certainly not the only thing. So there's a bit of a missed opportunity there. Rather, the way I had to evaluate the student of knowledge versus scholarship definition was not one of a bright line, because it wasn't presented to my satisfaction, but rather of degree. And what that means is, let's go ahead and take the entire ecosystem, so to speak. You have a layman, somebody who may have a little bit of knowledge, but not a whole lot. Above that layman, you've got a lay person. Above that lay person, you've got a student of knowledge, somebody who is versed in hadith. And the above that is a scholar, and perhaps even beyond that, as you keep going up the ladder, so to speak. And if you characterize, if the debate is characterized that way, which is how I characterize the debate, then the question is, can somebody go from a lay person to a scholar? And that is how I evaluated the debate, not based on what I personally thought or what I personally think should be that path, but based on what I'm hearing in the round. We won't disclose speaker points or decision, but everybody did really well. And I'm going to go ahead and pass the token, so to speak, to my colleagues now. Jazakallah khair.
All right, Tahmid, take it away.
All right. Jazakallah khair, Brother Alan. And yeah, as he was saying, the quality of the debate, like, alhamdulillah, it's very, very heartwarming, if that's the right word to say. Like, it's very comforting to know that there's a generation of kids who are able to speak like this. And like, I don't want to sound repetitive or very cliche, but don't ever let this your pursuing of this skill go, right? In some capacity throughout your life, you guys should always try to be doing some sort of public speaking, some sort of quick on your feet thinking, and it's going to serve you very well, right? In school, in life, in every aspect. So with that in mind, Brother Alan covered a lot of very, very good points logistically about how you guys approach the debate. I want to approach a slightly different angle. So for the most part, you guys are speaking very well, right? A lot more fluently. And there's still like, a few filler words like, and like when you guys take a moment to think, instead of just taking said moment to think, you have the filler word in that area. And the way that you fix that is just you do more public speaking. So it's more of like a general advice. Keep practicing your speech, right? Besides that, I think it's very, very important to tie your points explicitly back to the part of the topic where within that definition it will win, right? Like the cliche of like, okay, there is no need to travel. There is no need to travel abroad. There's no need to travel abroad for religious scholarship, right? Which part of the definition did you define, or which part of the definition has been defined in a way where if you can make a very explicit link to that word, that it will sway the judges most heavily, right? Like, as you were saying earlier, is there a need, right? Or like, it ended up becoming a debate in some parts about where quality is better, right? Quality of education. but the debate's not about whether there's better quality here overseas. It's whether there's a need for that quality. And so just be mindful of, because the points you made were good, but the manner in which you tie it back to the part of the definition is what really drives it home to the judges. But no, mashallah, you guys did very good. Go ahead, Omar.
Yeah, so to go right off of what Tahmid said, is one thing I liked, honestly, that both teams did, is you both kept referencing the topics, and like there was this constant back and forth about like, oh, what's the difference between this, or hey, we're not saying that you can't go to Muslim countries, but we're saying that there's not necessarily a need to go. And like both sides were debating that, and at the top of my notes I had like a separate bar because you were like very clearly addressing the topic. However, like Tahmid said, it often felt like you were skirting around addressing the topic instead of actually going and dunking in and really nailing these things out. So like you were on the verge of really identifying and getting to the root of the issue, but you never did it completely. So that's a good thing, but that's also something that you should work on. I thought overall, as speakers compared to the other debaters here, superficially, you were very good. I didn't give anyone less than a 3.5 in terms of how you were speaking, just because of how solid that was. I also think that every single debater, especially towards the beginning, more so the beginning towards the end, I think you lost a little bit towards the end, but in the beginning, excellent structure. I very easily and clearly identified what the definition was. I understood what your points were. I understood what the opponent's points were. And many times you even preemptively assaulted your opponent's points. You said they're probably going to say this, but we need to be clear. We're actually trying to say this. That was amazing. That was fantastic. And it made the debate super easy to follow, which is great for the judge. It's great for the audience. It's great for the debate itself. And it's also great for your opponents because, now you know exactly what points you need to take down. And actually, this was a kind of one of the weaknesses, is because you so clearly structure your debates, and I knew which point was which point. It led to it made it very clear when some teams dropped points. I think that especially the proposition, you dropped a few points. There was one point about schools being better developed in the East that never went addressed, so it ended up standing for the opposition. There was also the opposition also tried really hard to define scholar, and I don't think the proposition adequately debated or refuted it. I think there was also a little bit a drop points regarding the point about time about the times have changed. So I really would have liked to see you bring those up more, especially the third speakers. I think that I really like third speakers because they refuted and got to the root of what the topic's definition was. But I think a weakness that both of you had was you didn't properly reiterate the very strong evidence and points that your prior teammates had developed, and there were some amazing points there. I would have loved to see you reiterate those points in your conclusion, and so it gave me a kind of a unsure vibe towards the end when I felt so sure in the beginning. I really liked POIs. I thought they were good. It was very intelligent how many of you brought points that you made in your POIs into your main speeches. That's a very high level debate tactic. And honestly, some of your POIs were so strong, or the rebuttals to your POIs were so strong, that I wish they were their own points and that you had expanded upon them further. Good attempts to try and differentiate at least between mufti, students of learning, scholars, things like that. I think they said this in the last debate, but sometimes some of you use Islamic words. Make sure you properly define that so that everyone there present knows what that is. But yeah, I think the biggest weakness that both of you had is many times you were on the cusp of something, but you never went fully in and you never fully committed to it. Yes, so that is what I would say. Did anyone have any questions? And any of the debaters, do you have any questions? good use of time. Both the debaters had a really good use of time, used up the full 5 or 4 minutes. So that was fantastic. Yes, Abdurrahman?
How would you suggest structuring like a third speaker speech? Like how much should you say to like summarizing, how much to refuting if you're the proposition, how much to like, how much time should you give for each part?
Okay. Well, the first thing that you want to do when you're the opposition speaker, it's similar to what you did, is you want to define and you want to establish the scales on which this debate is going to be weighed on. Okay. You need to give the judges the criteria that this is how we will determine the winner, and then this is therefore why we won. Okay. And then from that, you want to definitely start by refuting the opponent's points. Okay. That is the most important part there. And then once you're done that, then you can move into your own points. So I'd say that between those two, refutations and your own points, generally a 50-50 split. If you have to go with one, definitely focus on the refutations, but a really smart debater will also be able to meld some of those together. They'll be able to meld, they'll be able to insert almost their own points into the refutations. So you can almost knock them out with 2 birds and 1 stone. And even when you do that, you want to again bring up those points that you that you insert into your reputations to give them an even stronger emphasis because you're repeating them. And you say, I already said this here, but let me say it again to be 100% and absolutely clear. So I hope that clarified it. So again, focus, I think, on the reputations more if you have to, but ideally, I want to say closer to a 50-50 split. Okay. Any other questions? All right, going once, going twice. Okay, if no one has any more questions, then we will continue with the award ceremony then. And again, just good job to all of you debaters. Really solid stuff. I was impressed, and you heard the other judges, like Brother Allen. He said magnet schools aren't this impressive. People are always talking about Thomas Jefferson, but you really pulled your weight here. And honestly, you are better debaters than I think most people would expect of this random MYDT thing, backwater Muslim organization. No, you did a really good job, and you're excelling to the level that Muslims should expect to be held at, because we should always strive to be the best in whatever we do. And you're striving to be the best Muslims and the best debaters, and you're doing both simultaneously. So it's fantastic.
And I'm not exaggerating when I'm saying that what I saw here this weekend is clearly superior to some of the local magnet schools. I'm not exaggerating. That's a true statement.
And Brother Allen's, he's never even seen or judged you before. These are his first impressions, and he's already convinced that you're at this level. Yeah. So I don't know, maybe when you guys feel like slumming it, you can go to your magnet schools and just be like, hey, you know what? I wasn't doing anything this weekend. Let me just join the debate team and kick it up a notch, because this could be good practice for when I have to go to MYDT.
That's absolute facts. I mean, once you guys, in the aspect of putting the whole like religion, you're not doing that at magnet schools, and you guys are doing that without any type of preparation. Like those guys, they have a coach. Like they're like every day, sitting in and out, studying and like doing like all types of research and stuff. And you guys, you guys prepared all this. The 15 minutes. I'm pretty sure they get more in schools and stuff, but you guys get 15 minutes to prepare for your side. It's just really, really impressive. With that, if you guys, if the judges don't have any more feedback and if the debaters have no more questions, I will reveal the win. Okay, I'm not sharing yet. Just making sure. Let me see how I can do this without spoiling anything. Okay, I got it now. Because I remember when I was doing when I was waiting for the award ceremony, sometimes it gets spoiled, and I'm like, come on. But okay, here you go. Inshallah. So middle school runner-up. Can we get a drum roll? Everyone can unmute and just do a little drum roll. I don't know if it's gonna mix up. Okay.
Use those clap emojis.
All right. So middle school runner-up is MD Tutorials Gold Team. Congratulations, MD Tutorials. Really well done. And the winner for the middle school, the champions, Cloud9 and 3/4. Congratulations. You guys can unmute and I guess yell or something.
Takbir.
Allahu
Allahu
Akbar.
Akbar.
Allahu Akbar.
Allah Akbar.
Yeah, Allahu Akbar. With that, we'll move on with the high school. So the high school best debater is Mariam Arastu. Congratulations. So there you go. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Oh wow. Okay, congratulations, Mariam. So now we're gonna go with the high school runner-up again. Drum roll, everybody. Mashallah. Bismillah. Yamberzo IDK.
Takbir.
Congratulations. Allahu Akbar.
Allahu Akbar.
Beer. Allahu Akbar. I mean, you guys, it took what the judges 30 minutes to 30 minutes to delegate about who the winner is. So the champions for the high school of MYDT 2022, the Legacy Lions. Takbir.
Allahu Akbar.
Takbir.
Takbir.
Allahu Akbar.
Allahu Akbar.
Congratulations, Legacy Lions. I think I've never seen judges delegate for so long. What 30 minutes, 30 plus minutes. We would have kept playing. But mashallah, guys, really, congratulations to you guys for all the hard work you put in. Thank you for giving us your time and thank you for being patient with the organizers. We had some trouble with trying to get people because it's very last minute. And congratulations to everybody, to all the participants. I believe there is prizes which will be emailed to you, and your individual scores for each debate, the feedback, they'll all be emailed to you. Inshallah, just please be patient with us. And thank you for helping us make this possible. Keep all the organizers in your du'as, and jazakumullah khairan.
Make sure that your emails are correct. Make
Oh,
sure
yeah.
that you have the correct emails with your coaches.
Right. And you can verify that with your coaches. I mean, you guys can send the winners. You can send your emails to the coaches and the coaches will communicate with the organizers, inshallah. So congratulations, guys. Jazakumullah khairan. Assalamu alaikum.
Jazakallahu khairan.
Wa alaikum
Jazakallah khairan.
Debating everyone. Congratulations.